Let's just talk. Let's just talk. Let's just talk. Let's just talk. What's happening, y'all? Welcome to Talkable Podcast, episode 17. Oh boy, another podcast. I'm here by myself today. I wouldn't make this podcast all by myself, but it's just been a long time. It's been a long time, and I looked around, tried to get a podcast set up. I still need to look and talk to some people sometime and catch them up. But this will be probably the first or maybe even the last or only episode where I do this. I've never wanted to record alone, but I kind of just felt like making a podcast. I felt like making my little lonely podcast, and thought it would be something for y'all to listen to. Maybe y'all can turn this one on when you go to sleep. That'll be the title of this one. Turn this podcast on when you go to sleep. Talkable Podcast, episode 16. Whatever. We'll shorten that. We'll figure a way. We'll figure out a way. So yeah, I never really get to talk to my people anymore on my channel and stuff, since I'm very quiet from playing Smite and this and that. I get all focused on my video games. We ain't recorded in God knows how long. And it made me think, like, I'm gonna record a podcast, maybe get my voice out a little bit more. Since I don't ever say anything, don't really do anything anymore. Nothing really. Just play Smite. Smite's been on my channel for a while. I'm trying to get into Paragon so we can have another thing to hop on. I want to do a Resident Evil series. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. Just comment if you are. That's whatever. So I guess the best way to get started is just want to say, like, the reason why I got so into playing Smite and stuff, and this might be a little personal, but it's not like too big of a deal. I've been jobless for a solid month now. I can't seem to get a job, so I'm very open right now, and that's why I've had time to stream more often, and why I have been doing that, because it's just when I ain't got nothing to do, that's what I want to do. Like, I have fun interacting and playing games and doing whatever. I don't have the greatest setup. My God, do I have the worst setup. If you guys could see it, but it's in a Dead Space video. There's one of my Dead Space videos that shows the setup. It is terrible. It is a terrible setup. I've always gamed with the setup since I moved into this room. It's been a terrible setup, but it works. It is what it is. And yeah. I have my little microphone out. I pulled this thing out literally for podcasts and stuff, so that's so cool that this thing has been out. This old mic. I bought this mic so long ago, y'all have no idea. And it's just I've just had it for each podcast. I bought it for episode, I think, 11 of the podcast, The Return of the Tacos. I think that was the first episode we used this microphone. We've had this microphone since then. I had it stashed away for a long time, so when we made videos like the adult TV shows tier list and stuff, I was using the mic on my headset, which I'm still wearing to this day too. And then I dug out this mic for a podcast with Cautious. And speaking of him, I hope he's doing alright. There ain't nothing really wrong I've heard about him. He's just he's living his life. He's living his best life. And hopefully he's having a good time. I don't really talk to him as often as I used to. So there's that. Yeah. Lately I've been so focused on just games. Like, I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm trying to find more to do for this channel so people can just like soak it up and have a lot of fun. Just come in, check out the channel, and just like have a good time. But I think my biggest problem is, like, y'all don't understand it, because like people who's viewing YouTube videos would never understand that, like, how hard it is to play a game and talk about something while also like reading chat and this and that. It is a little difficult, especially with the setup I have. I don't really have a good setup, but like a lot of people wouldn't understand that. I feel like so many people think, oh yeah, what do? You play a game, you look up to read. It's like, yeah, it sounds simple, but like when you play a game, a lot of times you get so focused into the game, you're kind of enjoying the game or whatever, and it's so hard to like look back up to read that chat. It's a hard habit to make. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say it's a hard thing to do in general. It's definitely like a hard habit to do. Get you like it's so weird. Like, and another thing that got me was I've always thought being a YouTuber and stuff would be so easy. It's which it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. But I think the thing that makes YouTubing so hard is trying to find the content that everybody's gonna enjoy, and this and that. And then sometimes you gotta wave ride. Like you gotta find what wave is going off right now, what's trending, what you want to jump on that bandwagon. You can make more of a following, and I have a hard time with that. I don't really know what's popular right now and everything, and if I did, I probably would hop on that bandwagon a little bit. Besides Skibbity Toilet, Skibbity Toilet, yeah, whatever. We know that that's very popular right now amongst the little kids. Who are we to really judge? I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know a lot of y'all are sitting out here and y'all are ending the podcast now. You guys are about to hit pause. You're about to say, you know what, screw this guy. But look at it like this: the stuff we grew up on, like us adults now and stuff. And I'm not talking about people that's like over 25. You know, I'm talking about like people my age who's 22. I'm 22. My people, we grew up on some weird stuff ourselves, didn't we? Like we watched some pretty odd stuff. I mean, we did. And what are we to really judge these little kids watching Skibbity Toilet? You know, it's crazy to think about. Like I sat and watched Skibbity Toilet one day. I know how dumb that sounds. I was just wondering, why do kids get into it? Why do kids like it? What's going on? You know, like, what is this? And like I clicked on it, and it's an It says SFM. You know, like SFM meaning like it's a it's a cartoon using like Gary's Mod and stuff like that. Like that engine. I don't really know what SFM stands for. I probably should look that up. But you know, I know it's a stop motion situation, and it takes a lot of time, a lot of work, and it is literally animated really well for an SFM. I will say. But Skibbity Toilet is just like, you know, it's like a joke amongst kids. A lot of kids love it. Like, how am I supposed to judge that though? When I was a little kid, I liked the Thomas the Tank Engine train, big heavy guy running around from Team Fortress. You know, and with the music playing, bum 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 bum. Ba-da, ba-da, da, 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 ba-da, da, 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 ba-da, ba-da, da, da, da. Do, 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 do. Yeah, sorry. I love the Tank Engine Train song. Especially better if you pair it with Biggie Smalls and you like put them together. And like, dude, that was something I grew up on. I used to love that little remix. Speaking of like the Tank Engine Train, I don't know if anybody's ever seen it. There's a clip online of some dude talking about how Thomas the Tank Engine Train is way different, and I think Britain or England or something like that. The UK, maybe it's UK, but apparently they're way different from the one in the United States, because I think they said like in the United States, you know, it's their normal lovely show. The UK one has some darker like episodes. Like there was like an episode where he like where one of the characters, they didn't want to leave the tunnel. So they said, if you don't ever want to leave the tunnel, then we're gonna remove your tracks. And then they did, and then they built them walls around him. And do you think he got out and learned his lesson? No, they locked him in there. That was the end of the episode. It was just that dark. They just left the dude in a tunnel forever. That was the episode, Thomas the Tank Engine Train. I was like, huh. I was like, and it's crazy because it's not the only show that have dark stuff. Like a lot of little kids show has dark stuff in them. Like as what we grew up on, and it's weird to me. Like you don't notice it until you look back. You kind of like look back at some shows and you'll be like, man, that's some dark shit. I would have another example, but I have no idea what else there could be. Yeah, it's kind of rough figuring out what's dark and what's not when it came to like their old cartoons without like going and rewatching them. I haven't rewatched one in forever, so I don't really know about that. Speaking of cartoons though, you like the '90s. Yeah, y'all remember those '90s cartoons, Cat Dog, and I mean even the start of SpongeBob, stuff like that. Excuse me, I have a little cough. I've had a cough for a little while. I got dry throated, and it caused me to cough. Like I said that on my stream. I'm not sick. I haven't felt sick. I haven't seemed to run a fever. Nothing. Just had a cough out of nowhere from literally nowhere. And it's been this way for like a week. It might be the weather, where the weather's got cold and hot recently where I live. It's been both. It's been back and forth, hot and cold, hot and cold. That might be what it is. But anyways, like those '90s cartoons, like for example, yeah, Cat Dog, and then you got like the early SpongeBob and this, or Hey Arnold. The crazy thing about all those old '90s cartoons, Johnny Bravo and whatnot, is how like those shows had such a warm vibe to them. None of them had like this one vibe that was just like, well, besides like Ren and Stimpy, that had this odd vibe, but a lot of them just had a warm, saturated vibe. Like it felt like I don't know how you put it. It just felt like it was on a good part of a spectrum. They just felt wholesome to watch, especially Cat Dog. Like, I always loved Cat Dog. Cat Dog was just nice. Every episode it was just you're playing Jane, beautiful little episode of a wholesome content kind of situation. Like Cat and Dog don't really get along, but in the end they do. Or they're discovering something that they want to get into, kind of like Ed, Edd and Eddy. Ed, Edd and Eddy was a good one too. It always felt wholesome to watch, like stuff like that. I don't know why, but like they just like as a kid, no, not when I was a kid, but now that I've grown up and look back at it, I'm like, dude, all the cartoons nowadays don't feel this way. Cartoons nowadays give you like that. It's like they aim to be more depressing or something. They aim to like kind of get into your emotions, and I think is always fine and everything. But it's crazy because it's like all that warm fuzzy shit is gone. Like we don't really have a lot of those. Besides those moments you'll have after something happens in a show. Like trying to think of a good one. Like Clarence. Clarence was one of those. Clarence was one of those warm saturated shows though. That was one of the newer shows that I felt like just felt warm and nice. Like it starts off as like a show that felt like Clarence. He's obviously your joyful, lovely little man. He little boy goes around to school and you're like, yeah, oh, I like this and this. He's just trying to be really nice to everyone, and he makes friends with the guy. It seems to be like so antisocial and this and this, and he also makes friends with the guy who's probably the weirdest in the school kind of situation, and they just all become good friends. They don't seem like a good trio or whatever, but they are. And yeah, I know I'm just talking and yapping away, but it's just like the wholesomeness behind that. Like We Bare Bears is another good one. Oh my god, We Bare Bears. Not that I watched a lot of it, but the stuff I have watched of We Bare Bears, that show's another one. Like it's wholesome and warm, and you don't get a lot of that now. You literally do not get that much now when you're making when these cartoons come out. I and I feel like that's something we sleep on. I really do. I think that's something that world kind of sleeps on now. We don't really have any shows like those. Like those was the last two I remember being warm, fuzzy, nice for the whole like environment. Like everybody could watch it and just feel relaxed and nice while they watch it, get a good laugh here and there, whatever. It was great. Meanwhile, we had shows like Ren and Stimpy, where it was funny and nice, but like it was so graphically uh compelling. It's just it makes like I liked Ren and Stimpy personally. I do. I think it's funny. It's very graphic and visually graphic. Kind of like I don't know, man. It's like something it could like if your imagination was just so high and you was watching it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to put it. I'm just saying this dude. That show is just so weird and odd, and it kind of like it makes you think like, what the hell am I watching? That's how Ren and Stimpy was. I mean, there was a bunch of shows like that. Not like a lot. I mean, you had Vader Zim. That's like a fan favorite for me. I even got him tattooed on me. I think everybody knows that. I always talk about it, and I always walk around with it on my arm. Um. But yeah, Vader Zim was a weird one. I mean, the whole class was scratching their necks. Anytime anything was happening in the background, all characters would like scratch their necks. They all had this weird tick to them. It was just so odd and weird, and it made you like, you're like, what? Why am I even watching this? You know, like, and a lot of shows did that. I don't really. I mean, like, a lot of times that's how Bitter Sim was. That's what I was trying to say. A lot of shows do that. No, not a lot of shows do that. No, I don't think any show really does that like Bitter Sim did. It was weird. It was a weird show. They had the weirdest background work, but it's a fun show. It was a fun show, especially since you're seeing from a villain eyes and not from the hero eyes, aka Dib. No, the situation you're seeing it from Zim's eyes as an alien trying to invade Earth, and that just felt odd for a show. It was also fun. It was a fun watch. I liked it a lot. Even the movie slash special show. I guess I don't know if it was like a special or you can say it's a movie. It's whichever one because it's only like an hour long if I'm not mistaken. It's on Netflix. The Enter the Florbus. I enjoyed that. Honestly, I had a lot of people say they hated it. I don't really know why. Me personally, I kind of get that it felt off and wrong, different from like the actual show. Like it felt a little off, but I thought it was good. I genuinely enjoyed it. I thought it had some funny moments to it and kind of nice and kind of brought back that like vibe. On a real subject, what I mean, this is more of a question, but like, what does my viewers want? Like, what do we want to see more? I'm sure y'all probably want to hear more podcasts. I love making these; they're fun. I need to get more people together to do it. I invite people every now and then. Like, I'll be messaging people and be like, "Hey, man, when are you ready for a podcast? Because my God, I will do a podcast with you." I have a boy named Coma. That's not his real name. That's just what I call him. His channel might be Coma as well. Coma Pie, I think. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up real quick. And that's he's a cool guy. We make we've talked about making videos together and stuff. And I'm gonna look it up real quick. Hold on 1 minute. I have to make sure. But he's a cool guy and everything. I always talk about making doing a podcast together. That way I can get him in on the show, and we y'all can enjoy meeting him. We'll probably end up doing a series together. Don't know when. We haven't got into all that yet. Coma Pie. Okay, Coma Pie. That's his name. I guess link will be in description. We'll see. I normally don't really fulfill all that. He makes great videos, by the way. I watched his Portal video. I love Portal, so I was very happy watching somebody play it after it been years. He said he's gonna start up his channel again, so let's hope he does that. I hope to bring him on the channel sometime. That way you guys can enjoy his luxurious voice and work. I met him through TikTok, which is the funny part. Anyhow, I don't know where I was going with that. I was just bringing it up. So yeah, podcast guests and whatnot. Hopefully we will bring some more to that. But on the other hand, though, like we was talking about, what does my viewers want? What do you want to see? Because I want to do some content for my viewers. I don't want to just do willy-nilly stuff and choose, hey, let's do this and this. And I want to do other stuff that I don't want to speak of yet, because like if I speak of it now, I feel like I'm gonna blue ball everyone because I'm not gonna actually do it. But I mean, I do want to do some content of some specific shit and put it out for you guys to enjoy and love and have a lot of fun with. But I haven't done that yet. I have one of those videos coming, but I don't know if it'll actually come out because I as soon as I got it all done, I didn't even like use it yet. Like I kind of put it on my computer and then left it. Never touched it again. But we'll see about that. That one. Okay, so if y'all remember the Snapchat articles video, I did another one of those, but it's called TikTok. That's all I'm gonna explain about it. It's really not that like deep. I just I was really mad again about something stupid that I shouldn't be really mad about. You know, it's kind of lame, if anything. But yeah, that happened, and that's all that one's about, and that's whatever. Maybe we'll put it out. We'll see. I'm currently kind of working on that. I'm still working on the Crash to Insanity video. I haven't finished it. It's I feel like it's gonna be a fun video for y'all to watch, but also not fun because I keep rewatching it. Because here's my like editing strategy now, and I don't know if anyone else ever tries this or do this, or if you want, you should. I think you should try this. Watch one of your videos, like not without like posting it or anything. Just like edit it down how you want to edit it. Then watch the video from the beginning to the end. And whenever you feel tired or just like bored when watching it, grab that section and either cut it out or make it interesting. That's what I'm trying to do with this Crash to Insanity video. I started it up. The first part of the video, it's kind of slow, kind of boring, whatever. But as it slowly like comes through, it gets a little bit more hyped. And I left it like that because it was just like, the start was the start. It literally is like, I can't take it out because I want you guys to at least get the start of Crash to Insanity. And it's not the worst, but it keeps going. And there's moments where I just feel like it doesn't really hit. I don't really know yet. There's also some moments I feel like could be edited, but I haven't edited them. There's also moments where I obviously died down on how I felt about making the video. Because my God, I've edited over like 4 hours down, so it's an hour long so far of the video, and there's still another hour and like a half to edit. It's really that bad, but it's not like it's not that I hate editing. I do hate editing Let's Plays. I will admit, I'm not gonna lie about it. And if anybody asked that question, I would just tell you it's like making Let's Plays, like doing the video itself, not so bad, but editing it. It sucks. It sucks to edit a Let's Play, especially if you're just trying to make the Let's Play very like fast and fun for like your environment. And I mean, some of it's fine. The Elden Ring ones, I love doing the Elden Ring ones. I didn't mind doing Smite either. Like the Silly Sunday or whatever. I enjoyed editing that. I need to edit the second episode. I do have the second episode still on my computer. Just haven't edited it. It's It might not ever come out, to be honest. I think we're pretty done with Silly Sunday. We do silly stuff all the time already in Smite. We don't really need all that. In fact, we need to just start recording when we play Smite so we can edit it down. It'll be fun. It'll be funny. We'll put like meme after meme saying like "I'm the best" and play Heimdallr and be like building the dumbest stuff and just editing it in like this kill, that kill, this kill, assist. Yeah, whatever. I wanted to make videos. This was like a huge idea of mine, and I have not touched it yet. And I'm gonna state it anyhow because it's something that's important to me, and maybe to y'all if y'all like Smite. But I wanted to make a video teaching each role in depth of how to play them. Because I made the beginner video, I want to make the beginner role video. Because I made the beginner video in general, like learning how to play each game mode, how the game works, whatnot, and the best way to play Smite, to just kind of get into Smite, like learning Smite. But like I want to make a video that goes in depth on each role as playing uh like a hunter, mage, whatever, between mid, carry, jungle, everything like that. Like I wanted to do all that, and I haven't touched that yet, and I will. Trust me, I most likely will. I like Smite enough. I like Smite a lot, as you can tell. Played it nearly 2,000 hours now. Big fan. I've played it for a long time though. I've been a big fan of Smite. God knows how long. It doesn't mean I'm good. I'm not trying to say like I'm good. You guys need to learn from me. There's other people. That's why my guide to playing Smite video has like so many YouTubers underneath it. I put like every YouTuber I could think of that does this and this and this and this in my like feed. If you want to learn more about Joust, go to Trelly Relly, you know. If you want to learn more about Conquest, watch people like Incon, Mast, Final K, Character, people like that. They know what they're doing. They're great at it. Um, it's nice watching them. And if anything, if you enjoy a game, I would advise you looking it up and looking into it. I used to not do that. Who brought that to my attention was Cautious. Me and Cautious used to be melee players. Well, I think he still plays melee. I don't. I don't really play melee that often. If I do, I do. I was a DK main. I was a Bowser main. I'm a Falco main. To be honest with you, I kind of just trade between the three now to have fun. It kind of depends. Like Falco, I want to play Falco competitively because I'm sick and tired of losing. But let's just leave it there. Anyways, I always watched him watch melee videos. Like I would be, because we went to school together. Okay, we did go to school together. I remember sitting in a class with him, and this dude would sit over there and be watching melee videos, just like all focused in, reading each little tech, whatever they're doing, learning each little detail of the game. And I always found it fascinating because he grew so quick. He knew what he was doing. He was getting better and better every day. He'd practice every day. And you can really put that into everything. Like if you like football, watch football. Watch football clips, watch football tips and tricks, watch whatever, and go do it. The more you like, and you don't like, I know you kind of want somebody to pass the football with, but sometimes just throwing the football up and then trying to catch it, or even like try to throw it as high as you can, like forward, and then try to run and catch it, is going to help you with your handling of grabbing and throwing a ball. Just throwing the ball in general is good for you when you're playing football. I know that's a weird like tip and trick thing for me, but I'm just saying, like, you sit there and you do stuff like that, you're going to learn a lot more, and it's going to help you out if you're into that. And I never thought about that until Cautious was obviously watching a bunch of videos, and it made me go, wait a minute, I ain't never done that. Maybe I should. I started watching melee videos a lot, and I mean a lot. I watch melee like all day, every day, and would just be like taking notes in my head, not actually notes. I did that though one time, Overwatch, for example. Overwatch, I watched a lot of videos, watched the Pro League or whatever, the esports or whatever stuff, and was just like taking notes and notes and notes. And I wrote a book, a little book about it. It was like a simplistic book is the idea. It was just teaching you each character and who you would watch if you want to learn this character better because this person's better with them. I have that book somewhere still to this day. I don't know where I put it, but it's here. It's here. Either that or I threw it away. I probably threw it away, to be honest. But doing that actually helps you a lot. Kind of like in school. Like, they try to teach you to take notes when the teacher's talking. You know, it's not even a bad idea. You don't always have to. I didn't take notes every time my teacher was talking. In fact, I'd always miss out. I miss a lot. And if I tried to take notes, I wouldn't hear everything. So that's what always messed me up about taking notes in school. Unless they just stop and it's like, you can go ahead and write that down. Then it'd been different. I'd take those notes. But, you know, I mean, they're not going to do that in college. We all know that. So, I mean, they might. I don't know. That's what high school always told me. I haven't went to college yet. Either way, I'm just saying, watching, learning, and doing it will actually help you a lot more, drastically more than you would think. And I've used that to actually do better in a lot of things. Like, for example, socializing. That sounds weird. I know. I looked it up. I looked up best way to socialize is how Joe Rogan does it, how these people do it, how to tell jokes and stuff. I'm not a comedian. I'm not funny or anything. I'm not the best at that. I've had some god tier jokes every now and then, and it like I don't know, like y'all probably hadn't heard them. It's more like between my friends, we'd be playing a game, and then I'll just be like saying something, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, there must have been the latency," just out of nowhere, and be like, just kill myself in game as the big joke. And oh my god, that day was a good one. I did that. Okay, that actually happened, and all my friends were laughing so hard because it was just like a random one. But no, yeah, I do that. Do stuff like that. But like I look up these comedic stuff. I look up speech stuff, and when I looked up that speech stuff, and I would examine it, learn it, do it. I was doing it. I was trying my best to figure it out, and honestly, I was getting so good at conversations for that little bit of time that I studied and worked with it. I'm not that great now. I'll be honest. Like I can't really carry a conversation the best. I try to make like everything interesting. That's the most important part, especially to stay away from things like what's your favorite color. Instead, say like if there was this, then this. Like try to pull up a hypothesis of like something, and then like ask them what would they do in that situation. And that's always a good question. Like if you used to say like basically give them a hypothetical, it all like that always works out in some way. But I wouldn't say like what would you do if I did this and then you like had to fall and blah blah. Like don't go too far, obviously, but like being like if it was a black hole and it was like pulling in the Earth, what would be the first thing you're gonna grab, and how would you react? Would you first thing like lay down on your knees, or would you go ahead and hug everyone you loved and kiss them or whatever? What exactly would you do in that situation? Which I know that's not the best example. I'm just giving off like some example. Like you want to ask the question. Not only when you ask the question, the best thing to do is like pull up a few examples of a solution like you would like. I mean, not that it all has a solution. Really, it's just like whatever you could want to say in a lot of the situations. But they always bring up a good point. It always brings up like creativity into the mind, helping generate imaginative thoughts. And I think a lot of people don't think about that. I didn't think about that for a long time. I used to be like really goofy and creative when I'd say stuff, but I was also dumb. So like, and whether people think I'm just being an asshole when I say that, or like, how do I put it? I'm being rude to myself. I don't even know the word you use for that. There is a word for that. I don't know why I can't figure it out. Anyways, yeah, I am sometimes, I will admit, but like if anything, I really was. Back then I literally couldn't carry a conversation and stuff because I was a weird one. Whatever, no worries about that. But I studied. I went through it. I think the best question, like right now, one of the questions I like to ask people when I talk to them is which normally it's women I ask because I don't know, it'd be awkward if I asked men. I think that's how it feels because I don't want it to come off odd. But maybe I could. I need to start asking it. But it's that if you ever want to like go on a date, and I'm not like asking you on a date. What would be the perfect date? Like what would be perfect? What would literally be in your eyes amazing? Would it be laying down on a car and staring at the stars and talking to someone? Would it be going to a movie theater in a drive-in and just like cuddling it away and watching the movie, quiet as can be? I mean, whatever. What could it possibly be? Like some people literally think the perfect date is to just lay down in a bed, and just talk. Like some people think the perfect date is stuff like that. Some people think a perfect date is like the cheesy go to a beautiful fine dining dinner, and that's fine. But the question really is how would you enjoy your time? Like how would you think would be the most enjoyable moment for you if you went out and did something with someone? My favorite one that people do say is hiking, and I'm like that one's actually very nice because you both are getting out and doing something. You're both having a lot of fun going hiking, and just seeing a beautiful scenery, getting nature into the life of you and your date. So that one, I always like that. I always love that like answer. I mean, every answer is, there is no wrong answers in that situation. Besides the smart ass ones where you're like, oh, if Hitler was there, only if we was to watch Hitler documentaries. Which, I mean, if you enjoy it, then I guess it is your perfect day. But it sounds pretty stupid. Not. I mean, if you're into that, you're into it. It's fine. If you want to look at a documentary of that and that, dude, I'm glad that you do, because it's fun learning. Everyone, like, learning is fun, and I think, no, like, some people will be like, huh, nerd, but really, like, sit and think about like, what do you like? Football. If you like football, learn football. Whoa, isn't that fun? Isn't it fun to learn football? It's fun to learn about cars, things like that. I think it's an interesting thing all humans have. We all have something to do with learning. We all enjoy learning. Uh, Damn, that was a good 20 minutes of just good talk. Good talk for me. I know I went off pretty easily. I don't have ADHD, or I might. I don't really know. Maybe I should get checked again. But I got checked when I was a kid. They said I didn't have ADHD, but, or maybe they did. I really don't know. All I know is I'm brain scattered bad. So if I go across a topic, I'm really bad to go across a different topic out of nowhere. Sometimes I don't really catch on to people's story so well, so I'll just be throwing myself into something else. I Not on purpose, obviously. It's just that, like, it's like I don't catch on to what you're saying. Like, somebody will be like, and I'll get hung up. I'll get hung up on old conversations. Well, like, you me talking to me about chicken, and then you'll be like, yeah, but, like, I don't know, best thing to have is lasagna, and then be like, yeah, lasagna, you build it like this, and that. They'll just tell you how you, like, cook lasagna, and I'll be like, so yeah, chicken. I like a good chicken sandwich right now. It had nothing to do with lasagna, or anything. I do that pretty bad. We'll be talking about roller coasters and back and forth, and then they'll be like, yeah, it's kind of like being in a space shuttle and talking about space all of a sudden, because they, like, they transition to space and they talk about space, and then they'll be like, it's crazy about stars and this. They'll be going on, and I'll literally still be like, you ever run the Thunder Road up there at Carowinds? Yeah, like, that's me. I'm bad for that. I'm bad for that. And then I guess that's okay. Some people like that. Some people think that's like a comedic effect. I don't feel like it is, but I mean, if you think it is, that's good. Uh, Back to the fun content of the world. What's okay? What's really trending now? Isn't the thing trending on YouTube now is conversation? Like, and I'm not talking about podcasts. I'm talking about, like, how Moist Critical does. All my fans of Moist Critical here, who listens to my podcast, you would sit here, and I'm sure you're, like, thinking, I don't know where he's going with this, but go on. And I'm gonna be like, he talks about, like, things with the news, like, not the news, like the one you flip on TV, but, like, the news of, uh, let's just say, like, the Overwatch 2 controversy is insane. Like, talking about how Overwatch 2 stuff is going crazy and there's a lot to it, and he's reading into it and wants to know what you guys think, kind of situation. That's becoming more popular now. I swear, like, a lot of people are doing stuff like that. We're like, people are looking into arguments and stuff on YouTube and talking about, like, give or take this and what do you agree with, disagree, comment down below. That's like the big thing right now. Drama, if anything, drama. Not that, like, Moist Critical really gets into all that, like, actually into drama. I mean, he's been in it for sure. We saw that. I don't think he really tries to. I think he just tries to state his point on how he feels about the situation. He also plays video games, which is always nice. But honestly, I do Let's Plays. Y'all know it. I think Let's Plays are dead. I think the only Let's Plays that are living to this day is the ones, Mitten Squad started it. Rest in peace to you. If you guys don't know Mitten Squad, he was the guy that did the challenges for Skyrim and Fallout. Mostly Skyrim. But he was the guy that did the, or maybe it was mostly Fallout. I don't know which. I think it's Skyrim. But he would be like, can you beat Skyrim with only your fist? Can you beat Skyrim without walking? he was the one that started all that, and that became a big popular thing. And that right there is still a thing. Like if people do that, they get pretty popular. Like they're the people that kind of get a little bit more, because challenge runs are cool. Challenge runs are fun to watch because you get to see somebody complete something that, like a game that they like, with something that seems odd. It's awful, whatever. And Let's Plays right now, they're pretty dead. I mean, Oni Plays, that's like one of my favorite channels. Super Mega was, but sadly, Super Mega has been in its situation where they don't even post anymore. I I like Super Mega, and I like Only Plays, and I don't think even Only Plays is doing that good. Super Mega was not in their last last 2 years, I guess. Really, I still watched them. I watched them a lot. The only time they did really good was their live action. They even said that on their podcast. Was like, Let's Plays don't really get a lot, but we do that for fun. It's easier to pump out than a live action because they have to go out and do something, and then grab it and put it all together. But they like that more anyhow. Like they enjoy that more, and which always was good. They were amazing at doing that. But Only Plays, they've always just done their Let's Plays. Their Let's Plays die down pretty quick. Their first episode to any series will have a lot of views normally if it's a popular game like Forspoken, for example. It wasn't it wasn't super popular, but it was one of those games that came out and people were kind of like making fun of. So them starting it, they got more views than they did through the rest of the series. Just like a lot of things. Fear and Hunger, I guess. I don't know. I'm just pulling out some stuff. Mortuary Assistant's pretty popular now. Was pretty popular when they played it. It got pretty good views on their first episode. It's also weird that people only watch one episode. Like a majority of people only watch the first episode of a series. Like my Dead Space series, for example. I'm gonna put that one out there. The first episode got pretty decent views, but no other episode did. And I know it ain't decent. Like, wow, this is money racket stuff. This is cool. This is awesome. No, it didn't really get made anywhere. Nothing has besides Sonic Says video. I'm still yet to question how that one got out there. But whatever. We don't talk about that one. That one's the Bruno of me. It's yeah. His YouTube channels went through big changes. Yeah, we used to be Insert Rap Joke. Now we're Daddy Short Balls. We started with Resident Evil 0, I think, as a series on this channel, right? Right? I don't know. Is that right? That might be wrong. I might have been talking. No, I wasn't Talkable TV. It probably there's this channel, right? Like Resident Evil 0 was part of Insert Rap Joke, or Daddy Short Balls, I guess. That was yeah. Channels lasted a long time, and honestly, I want to thank the people who has stuck and stayed. My Bastion, that's one guy. He changed his name now, so I don't know who he is. It's something like Ferret, some Ferret or whatever. I mean, that's a guy. That's Birdo. That's another viewer that stayed. There's some loyal viewers out there, and I'm very thankful for you guys to come through and stay around. It does mean a lot to me, like an actual lot. I have my friend Thoros Gaming. He's watched my videos like since they started coming out, like way back in the day, bro. He's been there. He's been a big fan. And I'm very thankful for that. Cautious and his wife, they are fans of my channel. They watch it together. That's their little couple thing. That is honestly the sweetest shit I've heard. I love that. I love hearing that. That's how they that's what they enjoy. It makes me happy to hear that. Maybe that's what the point of this podcast really is I talk y'all to sleep and you guys get to hear the fact how I feel about everything. Like I like this. I've enjoyed every single minute of making videos. I know I've had my little rough spit and chew and spit parts of my channel, especially when y'all thought I was leaving. That one hurt. That one really hurt. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, and a lot of people were commenting like, "You can do whatever you want to do, man, but we love your channel. Please don't delete it." I've had a few people tell me that, um, and I wouldn't delete it. I would never delete my channel, no matter how far I go. Like if I end up like dead and gone for YouTube or whatever, from YouTube and Twitch or something like that, I wouldn't delete my channel because there's some prized possessions in there. There's some stuff I worked, like the hard work I'd put in is just nice to look back on sometimes. I sometimes click on videos from way back in Talkable TV's times, and I hate those videos, but they're there. They're memories, you know. They're core memories to me. Like Inside Out knows what I'm talking about, you know. I could I I just need to know from everyone, what is it that like you guys enjoy? What do you guys want to see me start doing? Is there something new that you guys want to see? Is there some game you guys want to see? Is there any content y'all want me to do? 'Cause I'm free to switch up, bro. I don't always have to do Let's Plays. Let's Plays ain't the only thing, and I stream very often because I haven't like had the ability to record. I have no idea what to record anymore. Like nothing seems uh appealing to me right now. Not really, besides Smite. I've not really been playing shit. I'm gonna record soon. Like I'm going to. I'm planning on it. I've been planning for a while. I've like, man, you know what? I need to start recording again because my latest video was left on red, and no one really watched it. That's the worst part about that. I put a lot of work into that one. That one was like a hard working experience of a video trying to edit for one audio. The audio was messed up, and two, I was trying to make it kind of funny and enjoyable as a story based game where you read text. Um, I know it wasn't the greatest. You know, it's a Let's Play. All Let's Plays aren't good, to be honest. Unless you guys are talking about Markiplier or something like that. Um, but yeah, if y'all please, like, if y'all give like some time to just let me know anything you guys want to watch, anything you guys want to see on the channel, please let me know, and I will do the best I can from the bottom of my heart, make that content or something. Like I want to do it. I want to be. I want to interact with my community just slightly more. I don't interact with y'all enough. I don't do much with y'all. I don't have interactive content really. Like none of my content goes, okay, look, let's do this. Uh, which I need to. I need to do that. Those are always fun. There's a guy named Psycho. I don't know if anybody's heard of him. He's a Phasmophobia YouTuber. He also does Lethal Company and stuff. He has this interactive series called Academy, and it's where he goes through the ghost types and Phasmophobia, and like he'll have zero evidence, but depending on what you hear, the mood of the ghost, how it's acting and stuff, he'll tell you what kind of ghost it is. But before he tells you, he wants you to ask what kind of ghost this is. What is it doing? Da da da. You try to figure it out, and he'll show you at the end of the video what ghost it is, and he's right every time, which is insane to me. Um, that was always some fun content. I don't play Phasmophobia anymore. That game died to me a little bit. I'll play it with some friends probably. I'm just not big on it. I don't know. I think I've gotten sick and tired of playing that like scheme of gaming. Just like figure out what ghost this is, detective type of situation. Um, Although the murder mystery games are kind of fun because it's like the murder is still out there and you're kind of worried about dying the whole time. That's the fun part about those. I used to play one like that, and it was on Game Jolt, but I don't remember the name. I bought one. It's the one the AIs. It's the Vaudeville or whatever. The game of AI detective work. You don't know who the murderer is, and it changes every time, and the story changes as you play because all the story is AI generated. Uh, and we'll probably make a video on that. I definitely bought it for that reason. I didn't buy it because I just wanted it. I really bought it because I thought it'd be fun to make content on something like that. before I close off this podcast, just once again want to put it out there that I love all my viewers with a passion, and I'm very thankful for you guys to stop by every time. This podcast will continue. I'm hoping to make so many more episodes. I want this to be a little bit more consistent of a podcast. We can do it once a month if we have to. Like I'm down for once a month on the podcast for real. I think we'd have a lot of fun doing that. Just once a month, get on the podcast, do it, and send it out. But yeah, I'm looking for more people. I'm looking for people to stop by and enjoy the podcast and speak out with me. I thought about doing a podcast. I know this sounds so weird, but like like there's other apps than Omegle. You can go talk to random people. I want to do a podcast where I go onto that and we just like find random people and be like, "Hello, you're welcome to the podcast," and like get them talking to me for a little while and then switch over to another person. That way we just get random guests, completely random people, don't even know who they are on a podcast. And I think that would be kind of fun, honestly. Just start interviewing random people. But till then, since we haven't done that, we probably won't. I just want to put all together and all of this, wrapping up the whole podcast. That this is my first alone podcast, and it was kind of hard to do, but it also feels therapeutic. I feel like I've let out a lot of emotion and story and stuff in this podcast somehow, because I haven't really. All I did was tell y'all that this and this and the things that some people don't do, and I think we should just kind of look into stuff sometimes, especially if if some drama goes down. Try to look into it. Don't really like just start going on the hate wagon immediately. I know it's easy to do that. Trust me, I know it's easy. But if you actually take the time and look into a lot of it, sometimes it don't feel right. Like sometimes like if you really look into it, sometimes it doesn't feel right. Like it feels like there's something off about it. But that's not always true. Sometimes people are just fucking bad people. Some shit happens. Rest in peace, Too Mad. Wasn't a big fan of his content. I know he went crazy and he was not that good of a person towards the end, and they had a lot of allegations. I know that, and but he was an OG to YouTube. So like, rest in peace to that man. He was an OG for that one Vine. That's it. That's literally it for me. I don't really know him any other way. But that's terrible though. He needed help. I'm not justifying any of his actions though. I mean, it was definitely weird how he acted and stuff. But I'm not trying to disrespect the dead. So much love, viewers. Thank you for sitting and listening to the podcast. And go on ahead and send out that outro. Let's just thank you for listening to the Talkable Podcast. We enjoyed the Talkable Podcast with your host, the Talkable Podcast. Pickle the snack. We are done.